Breaking news, everybody. Joe Biden, the current sitting U.S. president, just endorsed Donald Trump, presidential candidate, and donned a MAGA hat.
Want my autograph? No. You know what? No. Put it on.
This comes hours after Trump said that Biden, quote, hates Kamala Harris after the palace coup that took Biden out of the race.
You talk about a threat to democracy. He got 14 million votes and they threw him out of office. And you know what? I'll give you a little secret. He hates her. He can't stand her. And you know what? I'll give you a little secret. He hates her. He can't stand her.
Biden and Harris both left the New York City 9/11 event early.
And my uncle, firefighter Frankie Esposito,
There they go.
and cousin, and my uncle, firefighter.
They left the event early while Trump and Vance stayed throughout the entire event. The excuse was apparently that Biden and Harris had to get to Shanksville, Pennsylvania for the Flight 93 wreath ceremony, but of course, Trump and Vance also attended that ceremony. They were able to stay, however, for the entire duration of the New York City event. Perhaps President Biden couldn't stand being there anymore after a 9/11 widow laid into him.
My husband of 30 years was one of them. It is outrageous that our government would ever entertain the thought of granting the terrorists a plea deal, and the families deserve justice and accountability. The elected officials here today show their respect and reverence to the families on September 11th, or in our president's words, do 9/11. Quite a flippant remark.
Ooh, she flamed him. She's of course referring to Biden yesterday saying that he was going to do 9/11 on 9/11.
I'm going up to my granddaughter's birthday in New York. Then we're going to watch the debate. And tomorrow I'm doing 9/11.
Okay, in fairness, Joe Biden meant he was going to attend the 9/11 ceremony, but it's not a great choice of words. Let's just say the crowd was overwhelmingly MAGA. Perhaps Biden and Harris couldn't stand anymore how MAGA the crowd was. This is Trump shaking hands with Kamala Harris, their second only meeting. Some people speculated it looked like Trump said, "You did a good job last night." Very gracious of him, if so. He gives her a little pat on the hand. That's actually kind of nice. Trump just seems like a nice guy. Creepy Chuck Schumer trying to get in there and hear what's being said. He's trying to listen in. See him? I love how they're in the middle of New York City, a deep blue city, a deep blue state, but it's still a MAGA crowd. So after all this, the event, the ceremony at Ground Zero, how did we get to Joe Biden wearing a MAGA hat? Was Joe Biden so offended by all the Trump supporters at Ground Zero that he decided he's just gonna join the fight? So Kamala Harris and Joe Biden head over to Shanksville, Pennsylvania for the wreath laying ceremony for Flight 93, while Donald Trump and JD Vance also went to Shanksville for the same ceremony. President Biden was apparently fraternizing with some firefighters in Shanksville, Pennsylvania when he decided to do this. There's a Trump hat. Someone hands him a Trump hat and he goes, "Yeah, MAGA, baby. Trump 2024.
Want my autograph? No. You know what? No. Put it on. Come on. Spencer do a selfie. There he is! Hey, I'm proud of you now. What? Hey, they're good. Thank you. They're good. You got the fried chicken. I hope you like it.
So it looks like Biden had just given him an autograph, just had signed a hat. And then Biden says, "Can I see that hat?" Which is, of course, a Trump MAGA hat. And that guy wearing the hat jokes around, says, "You want my autograph?"
Want my autograph? No.
And then Biden says, "Hell no."
Come on. Spencer do a selfie.
And so they tell him to put on the MAGA hat, and Biden says, I ain't going that far. Biden clearly sounds like he knows what he's doing. He clearly sounds like he understands that it's a Trump hat and that he's not supposed to wear it. And then Biden puts it on. Right after saying, I ain't going that far, he puts it on and the crowd starts cheering. And then the guy says, hey, I'm proud of you now, you old fart. And then Biden says something inaudible. I can't quite make it out right at the end there, but everyone starts laughing. Let's see if we can hear it again. Something maybe about rolling the cap. Don't roll the cap. I don't know. This is truly an incredible clip. It shows that Biden understood that it was a Trump hat the entire time and chose to wear it. It is confirmed that Biden is actively undermining his party in an election. Biden must be angry. Biden must be vengeful. We thought this was a moment of senility, perhaps, like he's had over the last 4 years. But this is conclusive evidence that Biden absolutely understood it was a Trump hat and decided to wear it. Trump 2024 says current sitting president Joe Biden, current Democrat sitting president Joe Biden. The Trump campaign war room has already responded saying, thanks for the support, Joe. What a ringing endorsement from the current sitting president. They've already stolen so many of his policies that are very popular. Why not just eventually endorse the man? Trump during the debate joked about giving Kamala Harris a MAGA hat because she's stolen so many of his popular policies.
Policies like they have, I don't say her because she has no policy. Everything that she believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She's gone to my philosophy. But if she ever got elected, she'd change it.
But looks like Joe Biden beat her to the punch. The White House has already released a statement on Joe Biden wearing the hat. They are completely freaking out. They said, Joe Biden spoke about the country's bipartisan unity after 9/11 and said we needed to get back to that. So as a gesture, he gave a hat to a Trump supporter. And so then this Trump supporter gave Biden a hat in return, and it was a Trump hat. And Joe Biden decided to briefly wear it. So the White House doesn't even know how to respond to this. They're saying it's a bipartisan gesture. Is it also a bipartisan gesture for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden to steal Trump's popular policies and then try to throw Trump in jail? Bipartisanship. How fun. I think we should definitely listen when Biden tells us we can only elect Donald Trump.
Excuse me, we can only re-elect Donald Trump. Excuse me, we can only re-elect Donald Trump.
Excuse me, we can only re-elect Donald Trump. Indeed, Joe Biden. I'm with him. Personally, I think if we want a real bipartisan gesture, if the Democrats really want to put forward a bipartisan gesture, they'll stop trying to imprison their political opponent, who's overwhelmingly favored to win the election.
Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War.
Kamala Harris there says that J6 was the worst attack on democracy since the Civil War, the day before 9/11. Oh, Kamala. But of course, Trump can't hear this anymore about attack on democracy, as if he's the one attacking democracy. This is just epic gaslighting. They literally had to postpone the sentencing hearing to potentially throw Trump in jail right before an election. And they're talking about attacks on democracy. And of course, they're bullshit charges. They're completely fraudulent cases that constitutional scholars say have zero standing. So Trump finally says this banger. This is probably my favorite moment of the night last night.
This is the one that weaponized, not me. She weaponized. I probably took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me. They talk about democracy. I'm a threat to democracy. They're the threat to democracy with a fake Russia investigation that went nowhere.
Apparently, Joe Biden did it again. He's surrounded by more children wearing Trump gear. There's some shirts there with Trump's face on it with the Terminator sunglasses, the aviators saying, I'll be back. Jesus is my savior. Trump is my president. Got one Michael Jordan shirt, though. There you go. Okay. One non-Trump shirt. Joe Biden just keeps taking pictures with kids who support Donald Trump. It's so fun. It's the exact same shirts from 2021. Oh, you can't make this stuff up, guys. This, of course, is not new. Joe Biden was seen posing with Trump supporters, children of Trump supporters and young Trump supporters, apparently. Back in 2021, completely unaware they're all decked out in Trump gear. Or who knows, maybe Joe Biden really was aware. Maybe maybe all this time he supported Trump and we had no idea. But this is just too funny. People are already laughing about this. People already think it's a joke. Some people have said it's AI. Oh, no, it's not. It's very real. And frankly, are you surprised? He's out of his mind. But of course, why haven't they admitted that he's out of his mind? They still have not offered a reason for why he's not running for re-election. He's never explicitly said it. They've never explicitly said it. People say, oh, he's too old. He's too old. That's not why. They've never offered that reason. They've never said he's too old. Steven Crowder is joking about it at the Kamala campaign. We got the Taylor Swift endorsement, of course, happened last night. Trump campaign, hold my beer. You got Taylor Swift? Well, we have the sitting president, and by the way, your prior running mate. That's who we have. That's the endorsement we just got. What the hell is going on? But shout out to Joe Biden for finally figuring it out, finally joining the right team. I knew he had it in him. It's honestly about time that Biden finally figured out he should be supporting President Trump, especially after the palace coup against him. Joe Biden actually supported Trump's decision to withdraw from Afghanistan after 20 years. And Joe Biden, to his credit, tried to follow through on that. It's just the unelected bureaucrats in the deep state or the military-industrial complex who decided to sabotage the exit, which has really hurt Joe Biden politically. Maybe he finally sees the light. Maybe he finally understands that he should have been fighting for Trump all along, that Trump's the real agent for change. Maybe this is his one lucid moment that he's had in the last 4 years. Maybe it's the ultimate troll on his party that's unceremoniously kicked him aside, quote unquote, like a dog, as Trump said, threw him out of the White House like a dog. Maybe he really wants some vengeance. I think he needs to go with Trump to a rally. He needs to join Tim Walz's brother and really speak his mind. Let us know how he really feels about the Democrats.